Welcome to Zenful Conversations, and thanks so much for coming by. Noticing I guess I'll call it resistance today. I like the way things have been with streaming through Zoom, and it doesn't seem that I can stream to my group that I've had for 6 years through Zoom anymore. And so it just means that something's going to change, and that's always lovely, right? Always, to me, helps keep it moving along. But I'm finding my resistance to that, and I just find it interesting when I notice myself resisting things and irritated by what is. And so it's a perfect opportunity to be present. And that's the message this year. We get to practice being present this year. The message is offering the book that we're reading this year is an opportunity to really get a nice handle on this practice of being present, which is very valuable and sorely lacking, in my opinion. So I'm happy we're here. I'm happy we're here practicing this. Thanks so much for coming by. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your practice. Thank you for being a light. The more present we are, if we all could practice, it would be great. So we're here in this community every single day. We're in our 6th year. And this year, the conversation is coming from this book, The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. New York Times best-selling book, described as having the life you want by being present. By being present to the life you have. And the message we're offered for this day number 1916 is titled, "The Way is Hard but Clear." The way is hard but clear. Though it is the hardest going, the way is clear. The naturalist and environmentalist Kevin Schreiber tells us that salmon make their way upstream by bumping repeatedly into blocked pathways until they find where the current is strongest. Somehow they know that the unimpeded rush of water means that there is no obstacle there. And so they enter this opening fervently. For though it is the hardest going, the way is clear. The lesson here is as unnerving as it is helpful. In facing both inner and outer adversities, the passage of truth comes at us with a powerful momentum because it is clear and unimpeded. And so, where we sense the rush of truth is where we must give our all. As human beings, the blocked pathways of our journey can take on many forms. And whether it be in avoiding conflict with others, or in not taking the risk to love, or in not accepting the call of spirit that would have us participate more fully in our days, it is often easier to butt up continually against these blocked pathways than to enter fervently the one passage that is so powerfully clear. In this regard, salmon innately model a healthy persistence by showing us how to keep nosing for the unimpeded way, and once finding it, how to work even harder to make it through. Some say it's easier for salmon, since the power of their drive to end where they begin is not compromised by the end. Let me back up. Some say it is easier for salmon, since the power of their drive to end where they begin is not compromised by the endless considerations that often keep us from the truth. Still, it is the heart's capacity to rise one more time after falling down, no matter how bruised, that verifies that such a drive lives in us too. Think about that. Let's take a breath with that. Like salmon, our way depends not just on facing things head on, but in moving our whole being through. The meditation. Let's close our eyes for a breath. Soften everything. Just let that message sit. Let it come in, let it settle, just breathe with it. Soften a little bit for the meditation offered us. Being present. For real. Deepening our practice, no matter where we are with it. Center yourself and bring to mind something you are avoiding. It might be making a life decision or asking for what you need in a relationship. Bring to mind something you are avoiding. Breathe evenly and nose around the energy of the avoidance. What are you butting up against? Identify the resistance. Which part is coming from you? Which part is coming from others? Breathe steadily and look for the rush of truth in all of this. Feel for the clear and forceful way coming at you. For today, simply feel the power of the way that is clear and keep it before you. Feel the power of the way that is clear and keep it before you. This is not talking about things being easy. It's talking about being clear. This is an interesting message today. How does it feel? How does this feel? Salmon make their way upstream by bumping repeatedly into blocked pathways until they find where the current is strongest. Somehow they know, because it's from the strongest, there will be no obstacles. So they enter this opening fervently. Though it's the hardest, the way is clear. The lesson here is as unnerving as it is helpful. He says, in facing both inner and outer adversities, the passage of truth comes at us with a powerful momentum because it is clear and unimpeded. And so, where we sense the rush of truth is where we must give our all. What does that mean to you? What does that mean? These blocked pathways he's talking about of our journey can take many forms. Avoiding conflict with others, not taking the risk to love, not accepting the call of spirit that would have us participate more fully in our days. It's often easier to butt up against these blocked pathways than to enter the one passage that's powerfully clear. So the meditation asked us to bring to mind something we're avoiding. And breathe evenly with it, breathe with it. Nose around the energy of the avoidance. And to notice what you are butting up against, to identify the resistance. Look for the rush of truth in all this, and simply feel the power of the way that is clear, and keep it before you. The way is hard but clear. Thank you, Mark Nepo. Thank you for coming by. Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. In deep and honest gratitude, always. See you tomorrow. Namaste.